I hope I try something new this fight, but I don't want to tell you guys that just yet.
Smilla Sundell just dropped a brutal bombshell on Dakota Ditcheva, and the MMA world is on fire. In a shocking clip, the Hurricane says she'll break Dakota's future and she's coming to kill her. Is this next level fight hype or a career-ending mistake?
Be able to really fold it down, land those effective knees, and now we got hands and elbows coming in. 10-second call comes out.
Those body shots.
Sundell in the rain punches, and this fight is over.
Wow.
The first successful defense for the youngest ONE world champion.
Smilla Sundell, the Swedish phenom known as the Hurricane. At just 17 years and 5 months old, she made history becoming the youngest fighter to ever win a ONE Championship Muay Thai world title, defeating Jackie Bunton in April 2022. She defended her belt against Allycia Hellen Rodrigues, and as of 2024, she was ranked the #2 female featherweight Muay Thai contender by the WBC. Smilla is a wrecking machine, but now she's targeting a whole new battlefield.
Gonna have down getting up is gonna be unbelievable. And there it is.
Beautiful knee from the plum.
And Ditcheva beckons Jenna Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack. Oh, right
Bishop in
hand.
trouble.
And that does it.
Dakota Ditcheva, Britain's undefeated rising star. Competing in the PFL women's flyweight division, Dakota has speed, power, and one of the biggest hype trains in women's MMA right now. She's seen as the future of the division, but futures can be broken, at least according to Smilla Sundell. Now here's the question, is this just classic fight hype, or did Smilla cross the line? Fighters always talk trash. I'll beat you, I'll smash you, that's fight promotion, but I'll kill you, that's a different weight. Delivery matters. Intent matters, and this clip feels cold serious, not playful. This could have massive consequences for Smilla. Sponsors might back away, promotions could hesitate to book her, and commissions don't like violent rhetoric outside the cage. If she doesn't spin this fast, it could haunt her career. For Dakota Ditcheva, this is a double-edged sword. Yes, the controversy boosts her profile, but being the target of such a personal statement brings real pressure. Fans will demand she answers back either online or inside the cage. The MMA community is split. Some say, this is how you sell fights. Others are calling for bans, apologies, and sanctions. Memes are everywhere, but so are warnings. Smilla Sundell may have gone too far. Personally, I think Smilla needs to clarify fast, because right now, fans are talking less about her fighting skills and more about her words. And in combat sports, words can either sell you a fight or cost you everything. So, fight fans, what do you think? Was Smilla Sundell just hyping a future clash with Dakota Ditcheva, or did she cross the line with a career-threatening statement? Drop your thoughts below, hit subscribe, and stay tuned, because this feud is only heating up.
The striking on display is really, really remarkable.
Dakota Ditcheva is a prodigious striking sensation fighting for the legacy of her family.
She's brilliant. She'd do well just boxing. Really, really amazing athlete.
Dakota's skills. She is one of the most spiteful strikers that we've ever seen in the PFL.
Savannah Marshall just dropped a fucking bombshell on Dana White and the UFC world, and it's all about Dakota Ditcheva. Marshall didn't hold back, saying Ditcheva is very, very athletic, a freak of nature in the cage, and a fighter who could literally kill off the entire UFC women's division. That's right, she flat out said Dakota, Ditcheva might be too good for everyone in the UFC, and the MMA world is losing its mind. Savannah Marshall is not just some casual voice in combat sports. She's one of the hardest punchers in women's boxing history, a former middleweight champion who's fought the best of the best. So when someone like her says Dakota Ditcheva's striking is unbelievable, that means something. Marshall revealed that in training, Dakota wasn't just throwing hands, she was blending boxing kicks and MMA-level setups that even Marshall herself had to respect. And then she doubled down. She claimed Ditcheva has what it takes to beat Dana White's entire UFC women's roster. Let that sink in. A boxing world champ saying Dakota Ditcheva is coming to destroy every single female fighter in the UFC. For Dana White, this is both a dream and a nightmare. On one hand, he's got a fighter in Ditcheva who looks like a superstar, undefeated, marketable, with highlight reel knockouts. On the other, if Savannah Marshall's right, Dakota could rip through all of his divisions so fast it kills off any competition before it even starts. And let's be real, Dana thrives on rivalries, on wars, on hype. But if Ditcheva really is a one-woman wrecking crew, then who the hell can the UFC even throw at her? Valentina? Grasso? Suarez? Hell, even Nunes if she comes back? Marshall is basically saying none of them stand a chance.
Come on in.
Here's where things get scary. Dakota Ditcheva isn't just some striker who stands tall and eats shots. She's a long, rangy assassin. 5 feet 8 inches with a 70-inch reach bigger than most flyweights. Add in her Muay Thai pedigree, elbows, knees, and now an evolving ground game. It's a nightmare puzzle. Marshall described it perfectly. It's the mix of boxing precision with kicks that come out of nowhere. That's why fans are starting to call her the Barbie assassin. Dana White may be hyping her as the UFC's next golden girl, but Savannah Marshall is basically warning the world, this isn't hype, this is real, and it could get ugly fast for the women's divisions. Here's the controversy though. If Dakota really is this good, is she bad for business? We've seen it before. Khabib, Shevchenko, Cyborg, fighters who looked untouchable, sometimes end up killing the UFC's ability to sell fights because fans stop believing anyone can beat them. And let's not forget when Savannah Marshall says she'll kill every UFC woman that's not just hype talk. That's a boxing champion telling Dana White his entire roster might be feeding time for Dakota. Imagine if Ditcheva runs through Shevchenko, Grasso, Suarez, even a Nunes comeback. Then what? A super fight with Kayla Harrison? A cross-division clash? Or does the UFC risk making the women's divisions look weak by letting Dakota dominate too fast? So fight fans, here's the million-dollar question: is Savannah Marshall right? Is Dakota Ditcheva already so far ahead of the game that she'll wipe out every woman in the UFC? Or is this just Marshall hyping up her training partner to stir Dana White's pot? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Does the Barbie assassin destroy everyone, or does someone like Valentina Suarez or even Nunes finally stop her? One thing's for sure, Savannah Marshall just gave Dana White a problem he can't ignore.
Liz is very, very talented, and I believe she will be a champion someday.
The nose. Oh, nose. Referee right side. That's the eliminator. Defensive forward shot, but unable to do much of next. And it's over.
Back in 2011, after defending her Strikeforce bantamweight title, Marlos Conan looked straight at the camera and said something shocking about her opponent, Liz Carmouche. Liz is very, very talented. She will be a champion someday. At the time, fans laughed it off. Carmouche was seen as too raw, too inexperienced. But over a decade later, those words might finally come true, and it could come at the expense of one of MMA's most hyped stars, Dakota Ditcheva. Let's rewind. Strikeforce 2011, Conan versus Carmouche. A title fight many thought would be a walkover. Instead, Liz Carmouche dominated large portions of the fight, ragdolling the champion, smashing her with ground and pound. Conan admitted it herself. Liz was kicking my ass. But then, out of nowhere, Conan locked up the submission. Liz lost, but Conan gave her the ultimate prophecy. She will be a champ one day. Nobody knew how real that statement would become. Carmouche didn't just fade away. She fought Ronda Rousey in the very first women's fight in UFC history, nearly shocking the world with a nasty neck crank in round 1. She took on killers like Miesha Tate, Valentina Shevchenko, and Katlyn Chookagian. She never quit in Bellator. She finally became champion, proving Conan's prophecy was real. But now, her story has a brand new twist, because fans believe Liz Carmouche might end the hype of Dakota Ditcheva. Dakota Ditcheva, the so-called Barbie assassin, undefeated, undefeated on the ground, undefeated in the UFC spotlight, Dana White's newest star in the making. But let's be real, every hype train has a wreck waiting to happen. And when you look at the style matchup, Liz Carmouche might just be the nightmare opponent. A veteran who has faced Rousey, faced Shevchenko, fought everyone. Dakota's slick striking and youth, dangerous. But Carmouche's grit, strength, and wrestling could smother that hype in one brutal night. And here's where the controversy kicks in. What if the UFC actually wants this? What if the UFC wants Dakota tested and Liz Carmouche is the test that kills the Barbie assassin's hype? Think about it. Conan's prophecy from 2011 wasn't just about Liz being a champ. Maybe it was about Liz being the fighter who derails the next generation's golden girl. What if Carmouche, now in her late 30s, battle-hardened, respected, is the one to prove that experience and toughness beat hype and Instagram followers every single time? Marlowe's Conan saw it in her over a decade ago, and maybe fans are finally about to see it too. So here's the question. Fight fans, is Dakota Ditcheva truly unbeatable? Or is Liz Carmouche the forgotten pioneer who nearly dethroned Ronda, who made history in Strikeforce, and who proved Marlowe's Conan's prophecy right, the one to stop her? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this the fight where the Barbie assassin's hype ends, or does Dakota prove she's more than just the UFC's next marketing experiment? Either way, this is one fight the MMA world needs to see.
And then I prove everybody wrong. That's what I'm going to do again.
Across Twitter where you're saying, like, one of the dream fights I want to see is White House, myself.
She could start asserting some dominance on this round, in my opinion. Oh,
Long time, big ass. Bishop's in bed.
Stop.
And Liz Carmouche pounds out a world tournament victory.
Liz Carmouche just shocked the entire MMA world with her latest announcement. Not only did she say she's coming back, she's going straight for the undefeated golden girl of the PFL, Dakota Ditcheva. And her words? Absolutely brutal. Carmouche flat out said, "I'll break Dakota's hype. My next target is Dakota. I'll kill you. Dakota beat Chiech. I'm a killer monster. And this is your last warning. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most savage call-out of Dakota Ditcheva's career. Liz Carmouche isn't some random name in the division. She's a pioneer, a veteran, and one of the most battle-tested fighters in women's MMA history." On August 15th, 2025, Carmouche won the PFL Women's Flyweight Tournament, brutally finishing Gina Bishop via KO/TKO in the third round. That victory didn't just add another highlight to her resume. It set up her next target, Dakota Ditcheva. With a professional MMA record of 25 wins and 8 losses, Carmouche has fought everyone. She's beaten legends. She's been in wars. And now at 41 years old, she's still calling herself a killer monster. And she's not wrong. Meanwhile, on the other side, you've got Dakota Ditcheva undefeated. 15-0, the face of the PFL and Dana White's newest obsession. She's young, she's marketable, she's dangerous with 12 knockouts, 1 submission, and 2 decision wins. Fans call her the Barbie assassin not just because she looks like a star, but because she's finishing women left and right. She's been hyped up as the next Amanda Nunes, maybe even the fighter who can carry women's MMA into a new era. But now, that hype is being directly threatened by a savage veteran in Liz Carmouche. Here's where things get spicy. Liz Carmouche isn't playing nice. She's not asking for a fight. She's threatening Dakota Ditcheva. She said, "I'll break your hype. I'll kill you, Dakota. I'm a killer monster." That's not promotion. That's war. And it's forcing the MMA world to ask a very uncomfortable question. Can Dakota Ditcheva really handle a veteran like Carmouche?